Captain Elena Rodriguez stood at the observation deck of Station Unity, watching the massive dreadnought approach through the star field. The vessel belonged to the Vorthak Empire, whose warriors were feared across 17 star systems. There, crimson hulls and spike-covered armor plating had become synonymous with destruction wherever they appeared. "Captain, they're requesting docking permission," Communications Officer Davis reported from behind her. "Granted," Elena replied, though her hand instinctively moved toward her sidearm. The Vorthak had never approached human space peacefully before. 20 minutes later, Elena found herself face-to-face with General Thane, a towering figure whose scaled hide bore the scars of countless battles. His forearms ended in razor-sharp claws, and his reptilian eyes glowed amber in the station's artificial lighting. Behind him stood 3 smaller figures, clearly juveniles of his species, their scales still soft and unmarked by combat. "Human, Captain?" Thane rumbled in accented standard, his voice like grinding stone. "I come with an unusual request." Elena kept her expression neutral despite her racing heart. "I'm listening, General." Thane gestured toward the young ones behind him. "These are my offspring. The war with the hegemony has reached our homeworld. Our cities burn, our children cower in shelters that may not hold. We require a safe place for them." The request hit Elena like a physical blow. "You want to leave your children with us, not just mine," Thane admitted, his proud bearing wavering slightly. Across the galaxy, the fiercest species face the same dilemma. The Kronar beast tamers, the crystal-born Nixari, the shadow-walking Umbral. All of us have one thing in common now. Elena waited, sensing the weight behind his words. "We are dying," Thane continued. "Our warrior cultures, our proud traditions, our emphasis on strength above all else. They serve us well in battle, but poorly in survival. We birth few young, raise them harshly, lose many to combat trials before they reach maturity. The hegemony knows this. They strike at our nurseries, our schools, our future." He paused, his massive frame seeming to shrink slightly. "But you humans, you are different. You protect your young fiercely, yet raise them gently. Your species multiplies rapidly, adapts quickly. Most importantly, you have something we lack." "What's that?" Elena asked softly. "Hope," Thane replied. "Your species looks at a problem and believes it can be solved. You see a challenge and think of 10 different ways to overcome it. When faced with extinction, you don't accept it. You fight it with science, diplomacy, creativity, and sheer stubborn refusal to surrender." Elena looked at the 3 young Vorthak, noticing how they stayed close to their father despite their obvious fear. "What exactly are you asking of us?" "Sanctuary," Thane said simply. "Not just for my children, but for the offspring of every species that has learned to respect humanity's unexpected strength. We offer an alliance, our knowledge, our resources, our warrior traditions, in exchange for what you do naturally, which is nurture the future." Elena's mind raced through the implications. How many children are we talking about? Initially, perhaps 50,000, from 12 different species, each with unique needs, dietary requirements, environmental preferences, cultural traditions that must be preserved. Thane's expression grew almost pleading. "We know it seems impossible, but humans specialize in making the impossible routine." Elena thought of her own daughter, safe in the civilian sector of the station, attending school with children from 6 different allied species. The integration hadn't been easy, but it had worked. Somehow it had worked. "There would be conditions," she said slowly. "Our methods, our schools, our values would take precedence. Your children would learn alongside ours, following our educational philosophies." "We understand," Thane nodded. "Better they live as honorary humans than die as perfect warriors." 3. Months later, Elena walked through the expanded education sector of Station Unity, now renamed Haven Station. Young Vorthak learned mathematics alongside human children, their natural aptitude for spatial reasoning making them excellent at engineering problems. Kronar cubs practiced their traditional hunting songs during music class, their haunting melodies, blending surprisingly well with human instruments. The crystalline Nexari younglings had discovered a talent for art, their natural ability to refract light creating stunning visual displays that left human children gasping in wonder. Shadow-walking umbral adolescents served as natural counselors, their empathic abilities helping resolve conflicts between different species. Dr. Maya Patel, the station's chief pediatrician, approached Elena with her daily report. The integration success rate is at 93%, she announced, better than our most optimistic projections. Elena smiled, watching a group of mixed-species children work together on a science project. Any problems? Only the usual growing pains. The Vorthak children are still too aggressive during games and the Nexari need specialized lighting. But honestly, Captain, they're adapting faster than we expected. Children are remarkably resilient. And their parents? Regular communication? As promised. General Thane reports that knowing his children are safe has actually improved Vorthak military effectiveness. Apparently, fighting with nothing to lose versus fighting to protect your offspring produces very different results. Elena nodded, understanding completely. She watched as her own daughter helped a young Kronar with his reading assignment, their different species irrelevant to their friendship. The galaxy's fiercest beings had made a simple calculation. Their children's survival mattered more than their pride. Entrusting humanity with their most precious treasures, they had discovered something unexpected. That strength came not from conquest, but from the courage to admit when another approach was needed. Elena returned to her office, where reports awaited from 17 more species requesting sanctuary for their young. The answer, she knew, would be yes. It always would be. After all, protecting children was what humans did best.